I'm in my dressing gown because I'm cold. I'm absolutely freezing, not because I'm lazy. Although I have been in it since like 3 o'clock and now it's 8 o'clock. But I have my normal clothes on underneath. Hey up everyone, welcome to this week's episode of Kick Off with Kadie. And since we're in 2026 now, a couple of weeks in, I've been very open with you all about my goals for this year, and I want my content to be a lot more authentic. That's the kind of route it's all going down, and I know that's what people like to see these days. So I thought we'd better get to know each other better. So I've just done a nice simple Q&A this week. It's usually me asking you a lot of questions. However, this week it's you a lot asking me questions. So let's get into it. Right, I've got them all up. First one, you on Tinder? No. On what planet, mate, would I be on Tinder? Like, the last thing I want in life is a man right now. All I care about, good food, football, money, and bitches. No, I'm just kidding. Just money. And work and experiences and holidays. I don't need no man. Can we have a breakdown in price of your tickets, travel, food, etc.? Of course you can. My season ticket was, I want to say it was like over £200, but I can't exactly remember. Like 270 something. Oh yeah, I think it was something like that. Or 170. It were around 200 quid anyway. We'll just say that. Can't exactly do math on what it works out on per game because I don't know the exact amount. But I think usually you save about a £5 a game, something like that. Obviously that was like an upfront payment, so I don't really like suffer the consequences of that. Nah, I actually probably do. Food, it depends if I've been out drinking night before. If I go out on a Friday night, I'm splashing out on Urban Burger. Trust me. No, I'm just kidding. Like, no, I'm not kidding. I do spend a lot of money on food when I go to a match if I'm rough. I'd say between 5 and 15 quid. That's not including drinks. Sometimes if I'm not rough and I'm going to a match, I might get a cheeky pint, and then maybe like a drink from ground if I get thirsty, which we all know that's, you have to remortgage your house to get a drink from ground. So that's probably about 3 or 4 quid there, and then about 4 or 5 quid for a pint. So that's like another 7 or 8 quid, something like that. Probably about 20 quid, we'll say, on average. That is actually something I'm proper focusing on this year in 2026. Not spending as much money because I'm just stupid with it. Like, I need to start and invest and save and, you know, just like be a bit more tactical with my money. Because at the minute I'm just like, oh, I'm thirsty. I'm going home in 10 minutes, but I'm thirsty now. So I'll just go get a drink from shop. Whereas I could just wait 10 minutes and get a drink from home. And put that 2 quid in my money box. Because it all helps. I did it last year. I put all my change into a big clear box. And then when it come to Christmas, I went and took it to a cash converter thing. And I think I had about 50 quid, which obviously ain't crazy, but I didn't even fill it up. Like, I weren't properly doing it. Whereas this year, I am. I'm going to use cash more, so I don't have them, like, odd amounts in my bank account, and I can just put the change from the cash that I've used in there. Travel, I don't live in town centre. I live like 15, 20 minutes out of town centre. So I'd probably say about a five to £10 in fuel. But I don't usually drive. My nanan drives. I drive if it's a night match because my nanan don't like driving in dark. But Saturdays my nanan usually drives. I pray for me because it really makes me feel sick when my nanan drives. But yeah, so I don't really spend much on that. So that gives me that extra bit of money to splash on some food and drinks. Girl math. No, That was last year's mentality. This year, that money will go away. Do you think Barnsley will go up this season? Do I? Balls. There's not a prayer, mate. With where things are looking, Keeler-Dunn could be going, Cleary could be going, very likely Cleary could be going. And if that's the case, who have we signed so far? Oh, we know Connell. Never heard of the guy. So if anyone's, seen him play, let me know what he's like. And Owen Goodman, which don't know how I feel about that, because he did almost kill David McGoldrick once, and can't be doing that to Grandad, did he? But no, I don't think we're going up this year. Do you know what? I feel like I'm not too mad at it, though. I'd rather us gain a bit of confidence with Conor O'Ryan, because he's not a bad manager, because we have got some wins with him and stuff. Everyone that's calling for his head, yeah, I understand it can get frustrating at times. Started off a bit shaky at the start of the season with subs, but I think he's learnt from that now. Yeah, I think we just need to give him a bit of a chance to have a bit of a rebuild and find some players that fit to his style of play, because it has changed, like formations changed. So yeah, maybe this year's just not the year for us. We should focus on just getting Conor O'Ryan comfortable and getting a comfortable squad in, and then next year we can strike for that top spot, and we'll have Chef Wednesday to play as well, so that'll be fun. It's always fun. Are you single? Are you single? Can you ask me? God, have some originality, guys. Why did Derby have such a horrific record at Oakwell? I've been 4 times, seen 3 losses and 1 draw. I don't know, because maybe you're just crap. No, you're not crap. Definitely not crap. But maybe you're just not good in front of our own crowd. The little one that we have left. Favourite moment watching Barnsley? Been a Barnsley fan since I came out at womb. I didn't really have a choice. And I've been to a couple of games like across my years of growing into a young lady, as some might like to call me. But I can't remember any of them really. Furthest I can remember back that was a highlight, if you'd like to call it that, Wednesday. Oh my god, as if that were like 3 years ago now. Wednesday at home. We're at Tuesday night. It were a night game, I know that. It was freezing and we had a great crowd. Stadium were packed and we beat them 4-2, and it was just an amazing atmosphere. Like, Barnsley fans are just limbs everywhere. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I know what my worst memory is, but don't want to talk about it. Who will win World Cup 2026? I'll always chuck England in there as a if or a maybe or a but we clearly just bottle it every time. I'd like to see Portugal win it for CR7's sake. Spain, big possibility, massive. And France is always a big possibility. If you didn't support Barnsley, what other League One team would you support? I'm sorry, but what kind of question is this? If I were not a Barnsley fan, why would I choose another League One team to support? Like, I won't put myself through all that suffering. I'd choose, like, I don't know, like someone big. Someone in Prem. Someone said, what's your favourite chocolate bar? My favourite chocolate bar? Love this question, by the way. I love waffling on about my favourite things. Nah, it's not really a chocolate bar, this. So I'll give 2 answers. Kinder Hippos. Oh my goodness gracious me. I could just eat 25,000 Kinder Hippos in one sitting. Like, I love them. They're just amazing. And if you've ever melted them, oh my god, they're just beautiful. I love them. I had one in ages, actually. I usually get loads for Christmas and for my birthday, but I think people have just forgot that they're my favourites. So I'm going to have to treat myself to some Kinder Hippos, but I'm trying to be healthy. I said that, and literally, whilst I've been doing on planning today, I've cleared nearly a full box of Maltesers, so we'll not talk about that. If not, Kinder Bueno. Favourite fast food? My favourite, I hadn't had it in ages. Like, I always go for McDonald's because it's just a lot more convenient. But it would have been McDonald's if they'd have not got rid of triple cheeseburger. McDonald's, if anyone works for McDonald's or is just anything to do with McDonald's, tell the owners that I will literally do anything for that triple cheeseburger back on that menu. It were me holy grail. I felt like I could eat it every day. In fact, I think I probably did. I loved it. And I thought, like, when I saw it gone, I was like, oh, it must just be gone for a bit. Like, for a month. No, they've never brought it back. Is it just me who loves them? Like, does anyone else love a triple cheeseburger from Mackey's? Because why have they took it off? Like, were it not selling enough? Because I think maybe I were, like, single-handedly keeping that triple cheeseburger there. It's gone now. I am still heartbroken over that. Like, the triple cheeseburger going from McDonald's is equivalent to Barnsley losing at Wembley. It really hurt. So now it's Taco Bell, Chalupa Supreme meal, with a tango apple, hot sauce, and the mild one, and some churros with caramel sauce. Chef's kiss. One stadium you want to go to? Okay, I'll give you two because I don't know if you mean just in England or in the world. So in England, St James's Park. I've been to Liverpool now, which was actually underwhelming, not gonna lie. People get mad at me for that. I did a TikTok on it and I got called a tit. I got told to shave my muff. Like, that has any business. I got called a scrubber, a scruff, a slag. What else? A silly little girl or a silly girl, something like that. So they weren't happy with that. But I'm sorry, I was underwhelmed. I know that you are just playing Barnsley, but you claim to have this big fan base with a massive, loud atmosphere. To me, it shouldn't matter who you're playing. If you claim that, you should show up every game and do it. If you're not gonna, shut up, alright? Yeah, so I want to go St James Park because Man City, Man United, Liverpool, I've been to all them. Never seen one bit of atmosphere. Liverpool probably what most lively one out of them all. I went to watch City versus Chelsea. Actually, Chelsea. I've been to a Chelsea women's game at home for Women's Champions League, and the crowd were amazing for that. And I've also been to Man City Chelsea at Etihad, and the only voices I could hear were from Chelsea fans. So Chelsea, I want to see a Chelsea game at Stamford Bridge, like for men's team. Because if that what women's team, God, I can only imagine what it's like at men's. But West Ham would be a good one. But Newcastle, I've repeatedly been told that they've got the best atmosphere in the Prem. So St James's Park is on the list. Also, Signal Iduna Park, Borussia Dortmund Stadium. Do I even need to explain myself? Is Donny away an elite away day? I wouldn't say elite, but I actually did quite enjoy it. It's smack next to Lakeside. There's a big like retail park. I love it when there's a football stadium near a retail park as a girl. I mean, other male football fans, not to be stereotypical, probably just like if there's a good pub nearby, which obviously I wouldn't mind. But I like it when there's a couple of different options for some scran, which is good for like a family if you're fetching your kids and your little boy loves McDonald's but your little girl doesn't like it, so you take her to KFC instead. Everyone's happy. Yeah, I just like a little retail park, so that were good. But the ground itself, average League One ground. Am I married? Does it look like I'm married? It's on Derby County. Haven't really got any thoughts on them, to be honest. Like, doing all right. favourite ground you've ticked off? Let's go on my list, because I have got a list in my notes, because I'm a saddle like that. Let's see. Got Plymouth, Peterborough, Morecambe, Bolton, Port Vale, Charlton, Mansfield, Rotherham. Oh, yeah. Manchester United, Aston Villa, Chelsea, Harrogate, Blackpool, Donny Rovers, Wigan, Etihad, Park this Princess. I need to add Anfield onto this as well, actually. Let me do it. I'd probably say my fate, like, I'd love to give it to an English club, but not compared to Park this Princess. Like, it was amazing. The ground itself, lovely, but it weren't compared to Etihad and Anfield and Old Trafford. It weren't as good of a ground, but that atmosphere just not compared to that atmosphere. No could have made it any better. Like that, the atmosphere was that good. I can't even remember what happened in game because I was too busy watching fans, which is bad. I did obviously watch a game as well, but I'd be like watching it and then they'd start singing another song or they'd start doing a different dance and I'd be like, it was unbelievable. So that is my favourite. Someone said, how was your birthday? My actual birthday was just a nice chill evening. I went to work throughout the day, come home at 2 o'clock, saw some family members, and then my mum and my stepdad made me a carbonara, which is like one of my favourite meals. And then I went to Liverpool on Saturday to go out, and I was so like the drunkest I've ever been in my life. No joke. I was pre-drinking in a hotel room whilst we were getting ready, which is like standard. We were going to go to that concert square, I think it's called, and we got dragged into this like right shit bar, but it was cheap, so we were just like, we got 2 for 1 cocktails and 2 shots with his drink, so we had that. And then they brought, like, I'll insert a picture, they were like willies filled with shots, so I bought 3 of them for 15 quid. And I was just like drinking them like they were pop when they were shots. They're only sours, like, but I'm like, wait, okay. Do you take a Barnsley relegation if it guaranteed a World Cup coming home? Oh my god, that is the hardest question anyone's ever asked me in my whole life. I don't know. Because I feel like Barnsley had smashed League Two. But obviously you don't keep all your players when you get relegated. That's the only thing. But England winning World Cup. I love international football. A lot of people don't like it as much as league football, but I love it because all season, like, everyone goes, like, you ate, like, Barnsley ate Chef Wednesday and Chef Wednesday ate Chef United, and everyone hates each other. Like, West Ham ate Millwall and Spurs ate Arsenal and City ate United. But when it's international football, no one cares anymore. You all just come together and it doesn't matter who you support because you don't talk about that. You just there for your country. Imagine the limbs if England won't work. I think I'd have to take a Barnsley relegation because I think we'd smoke League Two anyway. Even if we did lose Cleary and Keeler-Dunn and Phillips and Connell, we'd smoke it. We're too bigger a club to be in League Two. I think we're too bigger a club to be in League One. But shit happens, doesn't it? Barnsley in Prem or win lottery. Barnsley in Prem, like, is that even a question? Money means zilch to me in that case. Like, Barnsley in Prem, it's my biggest dream. Like, I'd love a Sky apartment in Deansgate Towers in Manchester. I'd love a nice white Jeep Wrangler. I'd love 2 Italian greyhounds. I'd love my own business. But you know what I'd love even more? Barnsley in the Premier League. Oh my god. and celebrating us going up. It's my dream. Coronation Street or Emmerdale. I'm more an Hollyoaks kind of girl, to be honest. I'm not any of them, to be honest. I've watched Hollyoaks about 3 times in my life because it was on before Simpsons usually. Never watched Cora, never watched Emmerdale. Whichever one, what's her face is on. What is she called? It's definitely not her. I found it. Gail Platt. Gail Platt. That's the one. Yeah. I like Coronation Street because of Gail Platt. So we said Arctic Monkeys or Oasis. This is an hard one. This, cause I want to back the Yorkshire lads. And I do love Arctic Monkeys songs. Like, there's so many good ones. Tell you what. Tell you my favourite Arctic Monkeys song. Bigger Boys and Stolen Sweethearts. I love it. I do like Fairy Tales of San Francisco as well. My favourite Oasis song is Slide Away. But I do love Married with Children too. Out of the both, I'd probably have to pick Oasis. Favourite ever Barnsley player, John Stones. Always, always, always. Should there be a bigger prize for the FA Cup winners, possibly a Champions League place? Bigger prize? I don't know, it depends, because I think if you're an EFL club and you win FA Cup, you should get a bigger prize. If you're a Premier League club and you win FA Cup, just same as usual. And no Champions League place, it just don't make any sense to me. Who's my celebrity crush? John Stones has always been a crush of mine. But he's not just like, I don't know, I think it's just because he's so inspiring to Barnsley, but he's a good looking bloke as well. If we're going to say someone non-football related, Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy. No, he's like a bit old though, isn't he? If we're going for like a realistic, like my age celebrity crush, you know what, I could go on for days because I have a lot of celebrity crushes, but Jacob Elordi's a good one. What were your favourite girl on TV or in person? In person, it was Liam Kitchen's goal against Chef Wednesday when he just like bolted down, bang, way, everyone went mad. That one. And on TV for Barnsley, I'm not gonna focus on anyone else, just Barnsley. It has to be Reyes Cleary's goal this season. Like, I've never been as shocked in my life. Let me tell you the story of this goal, right? So I couldn't go to Bradford because tickets sold out, and I was fuming. I didn't even know they were on sale. Gutted. So I was watching it at home and I was doing a TikTok live whilst I was watching it, and I had these stupid, annoying little Bradford fans on, and they kept saying, "Oh, Barnsley have just scored. We're at game, like you're behind." And I weren't behind. No, I were behind, but we'd not scored. They were just lying. They were just winding me up. And then one of them put, "Oh my God, you're not even going to believe this. Like, Barnsley have just scored a great goal." And I was like, "Oh, shut up, man. Like, no, we aren't." And then I was watching it thinking, like, okay, obviously I was still watching it anyway, but I was like, let's just see. And I saw a ball leave Reyes Cleary's foot, and I was like, there's no way. There is no way this is going in. And like, I could feel myself just slipping off edge of the sofa. Like, every millimetre it moved, I got closer and closer to edge, and I was like, oh my God. Like, oh my God, what a goal that was. Oh, it was just, I can't believe I wasn't there to see that in person. I'm absolutely devastated. Would you get gunged? Is that how you say it? I know what it is. It's like when people get slimed in it to raise money for charity. This was not a question I was expecting. Yeah, probably. Like, I'd do a lot of things for charity. Depends how much money it was, though. Like, I'd much rather just do a nice walk or a little marathon than get covered in slime. Right, everyone, that's the end of this little getting to know me Q&A. I feel like I'm going to do a lot more videos like this through future because I've enjoyed it. You know, I love talking about myself. No, I've enjoyed like hearing all your questions and giving you some stories and a bit of background on me because I feel like I'm always talking about football and not really ever giving you a bit of background. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. So we'll do some more stuff like this over 2026 if you lot liked it. Obviously, I'm not going to waste your time and waste my time doing it if you don't like it. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. So thank you everyone that asked me a question. Really appreciate it. And if you want to see more content, this is going to start getting a bit extreme now with how many accounts I've got. But I've made a spam account on TikTok where I post a bit more like authentic, real, ranty content, like and my just like experiences like day to day. So yeah, you can follow that one. That is Kadie-Leigh.2. Then there's my main TikTok and Instagram _Kadie_Leigh_, and there's my Kick Off with Kadie TikTok and Instagram. It's just Kick Off with Kadie. So I'll put all them on the screen. Will all be in the description as well. So yeah, if you want to have a look at them, feel free, no pressure. I'd love it if everyone could subscribe and like this video. That would just be great, but again, no pressure, only if you liked it really, and only if you want to subscribe. But yeah, I'll see you all on next week's episode.